In this heartfelt and eye-opening video, we dive into the dangerous truth about ignoring your libido after 60. Many older men silently struggle with fading desire, loneliness, and loss of self-worth. But it doesn't have to be this way. From the real science behind sexual health to practical, empowering advice, this video speaks directly to older men who want to reclaim their vitality, dignity, and joy. You'll hear emotional stories, learn from trusted expert insights, and leave feeling seen and supported. Now let's dive into a story that may change the way you see things. He sat in his chair, the TV flickering in front of him, volume turned low. Not because he was listening, but because he was just there. Tom was 76, a widower, former mechanic, a proud man, once full of fire and jokes. His children lived far away. His phone rarely rang. When his neighbor checked on him one morning, he was still in that chair, not gone, just empty. Alive, yes, but no longer living. The doctor didn't find anything wrong. Heart okay, lungs fine, no obvious illness. But something had faded quietly inside him over the years. Tom had stopped touching himself a long time ago. Said it felt silly. Stopped trying to date. Thought sex was behind him. Thought he'd outgrown all that. And slowly, silently, he withered. This story is far more common than you think. Not because of disease, but because of disconnection. Men over 60 often fall into this trap, believing that if they lose their libido, it's just part of aging, that ignoring desire is noble or normal. But here's the dangerous truth. Ignoring your libido after 60 isn't harmless. It's not just about sex, it's about your hormones, your brain, your blood, and your soul, and today we're going to talk about it. Man to man, no shame, no sugarcoating, because you still matter, and this silent decline is not your fate. Let's begin with something simple yet powerful. What you don't use, you lose. That's not just a phrase, it's biology, especially after 60. Your libido, that inner spark, that natural drive, is not just a signal of desire. It's a sign of health, of life, of manhood, and when it fades, your body follows. So what's really going on? After age 60, the body begins to shift. Testosterone, your primary male hormone, starts to decline, sometimes slowly, sometimes rapidly. But here's the thing most doctors don't tell you. Testosterone isn't just about sex. It fuels your energy, your muscles, your mood, your sleep, your confidence, and yes, your erections. When you stop engaging with your sexual self through self-pleasure, intimacy, or even fantasy, your brain stops sending signals to produce testosterone. You stop sending messages to your nerves, your blood vessels, your pelvic muscles, and guess what happens? They shrink, they weaken, they stiffen. Let's break it down. Circulation. Your penis is a vascular organ. That means it depends heavily on blood flow. Erections aren't magic, they're mechanics. If you don't have regular erections, even if they're from self-touch or morning wood, those blood vessels start to close up shop. It's like leaving a car unused in the garage for years. Tires deflate, battery dies. Same with your sexual organs. Nerve stimulation. Your nerves also depend on use. When you stimulate yourself, whether sexually or just through healthy touch, you're keeping those pathways alive. Ignore them. Long enough and it's like a road overgrown with weeds, harder and harder to travel. Pelvic muscles. Those muscles you rarely think about, the ones responsible for control, sensation, even orgasm, they need exercise too. And healthy self-pleasure, Kegel exercises, and even just regular erections help keep them strong. The brain connection. This one's the most overlooked. Sexual desire starts in the brain. When you engage with your sexuality, even through fantasy or emotional connection, you activate reward centers, memory pathways, emotional circuits. When you ignore it, these areas start to shut down. It's not just about losing sex, it's about losing you, your spark, your drive, your identity. Is masturbation healthy after 60? Yes. In fact, it's vital. Regular self-pleasure helps regulate your hormones, maintains vascular and nerve health, relieves stress, and boosts self-esteem. It's not shameful, it's medicine. Think of it like brushing your teeth, part of daily hygiene. And the idea that sexual health doesn't matter past a certain age, that's a cultural myth, not a medical one. Let's talk about how it feels. It often starts subtly. You feel a little more tired, a little less motivated. You skip the gym. You stop reaching out to old friends. You let your grooming slide. You tell yourself it's just age, just the way life goes. But inside something's missing, a feeling of power, of aliveness, of being a man. Then come the thoughts. Why bother? Who would want me anyway? It's too late. You might start avoiding mirrors. You might avoid intimacy, even with someone you love, because it feels like too much pressure, or like you're broken. You're not. These feelings, low mood, lack of energy, emotional flatness, are not just psychological. They're deeply hormonal. Testosterone affects your brain chemistry. Low levels are linked to depression, anxiety, and emotional numbness. And here's the kicker. Most men don't talk about it. They suffer in silence. Some turn to alcohol, others to isolation, and many just give up inside, long before their time. Do you recognize any of these signs in yourself? Low interest in intimacy, feeling flat emotionally, sleeping more or struggling to sleep at all, less motivation for hobbies or exercise, shame or fear about physical performance. If you nodded to even one of these, you're not alone. And you're not doomed. This is not weakness, this is biology, and it can change. Here's the good news. You can take back control, and it starts with small, powerful choices. Healthy masturbation. Let's be real. Touching yourself is part of healthy aging. Aim for at least once or twice a week. It keeps the blood flowing, muscles active, nerves stimulated. You don't need to be chasing fireworks. This is about staying connected to your body. Think of it as maintenance, intimacy with yourself. Use a good lubricant. Take your time. Don't rush. 2. Pelvic floor exercises, Kegels for men. These strengthen the muscles responsible for erections, ejaculation, and bladder control. Just tighten your pelvic muscles, like you're stopping a stream of urine. Hold for 5 seconds, then relax. Repeat 10 times twice a day. Regular physical activity. You don't need to lift heavy weights. Just walk. Movement increases testosterone and improves circulation. Even 20 minutes a day can change your hormone profile. Check your testosterone, get a blood test. It's quick, it's easy. Low testosterone is treatable. Sometimes it's as simple as a vitamin D supplement. Other times hormone replacement may help. Talk to a urologist and not just your GP. 5. Eat for hormones. Focus on healthy fats, avocados, olive oil, nuts, zinc-rich foods, pumpkin seeds, beef, leafy greens. Avoid processed sugars and alcohol. These lower testosterone and increase belly fat, your hormone enemy. Emotional connection. If you're in a relationship, talk to your partner. If you're alone, consider counseling or a support group. You're not just a body. You're a man with needs, feelings, desires, and those don't vanish at 60 or 80. Paul, 68, divorced, hadn't been intimate in over 12 years, felt embarrassed. Too late, he said. Then he saw a urologist, started testosterone therapy, joined a walking group. Now, he's dating a woman from his book club, smiles more, sleeps better, even paints again. He didn't reverse the clock. He restarted his engine, and you can too.